No, you don't have
So it means you must go home. When it's expired, you must go home. So why are you carrying an expired ID?
The ID expired.
Where's your ID? Wait.
This expired in 2015, 2025.
Yes. But I got my paper, home affairs paper, at home. At home. That one, you know the way I get that paper.
So it's illegal. Where?
So I put it home to save, not to lose.
That video you just watched, it is the reason why the Constitutional Court came up with a very, very victorious ruling for the people of South Africa and Home Affairs for that matter. So the video you just saw right now is a group of women. I believe they come from two nations, one Ethiopian, one Somali. So Small Street right now is being demolished, not Small Street itself, but the informal and illegal structures that have been created by foreign nationals down on Small Street, that we literally have to squeeze each other just to pass, because it's full of these structures that no one knows who allowed all that nonsense. Now, I saw a comment. Somebody there also took me back to the days when the Johannesburg Sun Hotel, 5-star hotel. You see that blue glass building? Yeah, that was a hotel. I remembered a moment that I had forgotten. So we were going on an international trip with my, I think I was just entered high school, grade 8. This is 1996. I just started grade 8 and we had a sporting event in Ivory Coast. For I think it was 3 weeks we were there. And before we went to, back then it used to be Christian Jan Smuts International Airport, before it was Joburg, and now OR Tambo International. We all had to congregate at Johannesburg Sun Hotel, and we had to sleep overnight before leaving. And the day we were going to leave was, I still remember very well, it was the 18th of July, 1996. Michael Jackson was landing in South Africa for the first time that year, and we met him. So we slept over that hotel. It was beautiful. Beautiful. So when I see the way it does, it just breaks my heart. That hotel closed down because of crime. Carlton Hotel also closed down because of crime. They're both 5-star hotels. And she spoke about the ice rink in Carlton Center just down the road. We also used to go there as well for ice skating. It's such memories. So now looking at Small Street being restored to what it is, these memories are just flashing, like coming like crazy, because you can now identify things that you have not seen in 2 decades. 2 decades. Including the church. I even forgot that attached to the hotel is a church. I completely forgot that there was a church. I think it's a Catholic church. And we've been in that church before. Gosh. So anyways, let's talk about it. As I'm talking, I'm playing the videos of the demolition. So the Constitutional Court had made a ruling today, the 12th, I believe, of May 2026. So there was a case of 2 Burundians. One Burundian came to South Africa in 2008. The second one came between 2013, 2014. Of course, they came to South Africa seeking asylum. Okay, things were happening in Burundi in 2008, 2014, 2013. So, of course, South Africa, being South Africa, even though South Africa isn't a Burundian's first safe country, They've got Tanzania, they've got Kenya, they've got Uganda. Yeah, I think those are the first safe countries. But no, they decided to come all the way to South Africa. They applied for asylum. I believe they were granted asylum, but this, in South Africa, asylum is for a specific time. It's not forever. Somalis and Ethiopians, Zimbabweans and all of you people. I believe it's a 3-month is it renewable? So then when the asylum or the refugee status expired after 3 months, they went back to go and reapply. Then they got rejected. That's when the matter began, because they started taking South Africa to court. In the High Court, they failed. I think in 2018, they failed. Then they took the matter to the Supreme Court of Appeal, and in my head, I'm thinking, y'all got money. Do you know how much is a Supreme Court of Appeal judgment? And then the Supreme Court of Appeal in 2018, 2019, if I'm not mistaken, granted them their prayer. Basically, it shut down the judgment of the lower court, because South Africa, as you know, we are Father Christmas. And so the Supreme Court of Appeal thought, hey, you forgot your Father Christmas, give these people asylum. So, of course, the Department of Home Affairs then decided it's going to fight this at the Constitutional Court. They wanted the Constitutional Court to determine if this is a revolving door that will never end, because as far as Home Affairs is concerned, this is abuse of our immigration law, and especially to people that may really, really need asylum in South Africa, it undermines that. So they took it to the Constitutional Court, and they argued that based on those grounds of abuse of our immigration law. And I'll play you the judgment, and this is what one of the justices in the Constitutional Court said. Here we go.
The revolving door scenario will undermine the integrity of the system. To force the Act to bear the weight of subsequent asylum applications as it stands will place those applications in a framework which was not designed to accommodate them. In conclusion, the first judgment finds that the Act cannot bear the weight of subsequent application asylums as it stands. To conclude differently would place those applications in a framework which was not designed to accommodate them. So too would it invite the inevitable chaos which accompanies what at best may be described as vagueness. In the circumstances and for those reasons, the first judgment would grant leave to appeal, uphold the appeal, set aside the order of the Supreme Court of Appeal, and in its place make an order dismissing the appeal from the High Court to the SCA.
So basically, that is what the Constitutional Court said. I was trying to search for an article that speaks about this particular ruling, but I keep getting pala. But like I said, I will come back to you with full information about this matter. But here's the good news. South Africa is relieved from this judgment that if you're going to come to South Africa to seek asylum, well, number one, with the white paper that is approved by Cabinet, the immigration laws are currently overhauled while they are busy putting this white paper into a bill, and they'll debate it, vote on it, and then it becomes an act if it's the majority says kudos or good. I believe every parliamentarian, not all, I don't think all, some are there to sell us off, but as long as there's a majority vote, then that white paper becomes the law, an act of parliament, I suppose. So until then, anybody that wants to seek asylum in South Africa, the first thing that Home Affairs will look at where you come from and how close to South Africa it is. And when I mean how close to South Africa it is, that means, are you from Namibia? Are you from Botswana? Are you from Zimbabwe? Are you from Mozambique or Swaziland or Lesotho, where there is a conflict, like a war of some sort? Everyone else is cut off from seeking asylum in South Africa. And those that are in the country waiting for the asylum to be approved, like those women I showed you earlier, unfortunately, they are not going to have their papers renewed particularly their asylum status in South Africa, meaning they're going to have to be deported back to their respective countries of Somalia and or Ethiopia. And anyone else also that has been waiting for the asylum status to be approved, that's no longer going to happen because they're closing that revolving door. That means you come to South Africa, you apply for asylum, and when the expiration of your asylum paper, then you go and reapply in South Africa. And then you expect to be granted. And then when that expires, you go back and you keep going back and you keep going back. And asylum does not work that way. So that revolving door, it's no longer revolving. You're just going to have to push or pull. Okay. So on that front, we have won this war. The highest court in the land has made its ruling cannot be appealed. Now, having said that, Dada Morero is on a campaign to clean the city of Johannesburg.
Yes, I think as part of our program on bylaw enforcement, we are continuing to enforce the bylaws, deal with illegal structures, illegal trade, and all other issues that are illegal so that we can restore law and order. And once we are done in this precinct, we will be moving and preparing for the next one just along the Marble Hall. So we'll be implementing another program there. So ideally the work we're doing is enforcement of the bylaws and restoring law and order in the CBD of Johannesburg.
I don't know which side of the bed he woke up yesterday, if not day before yesterday, and he got bulldozers to bulldoze Small Street. I mean, I'm happy about this because it has made me very uncomfortable for the longest time. And also Small Street has become a crime hub. You get mugged, you chase after the person that mugged you, and they go into one of these structures. They disappear in there. And then, of course, you try to ask, hey, there's a guy who stole my phone or whatever, entered your store. And then those Somalis and the Ethiopians, they act all like, what are you talking about? There's no person that entered here. So, thank goodness they brought this upon themselves. And another reason why this is happening is because, as I've said before, South Africans get what we want. We are the governors of this country. It's not the people at the top, us. We are the dog that wags the tail. The tail does not wag the dog in our country. And when you said we're going nowhere, we laughed. We're like, really? We'll see about that. And now, these people that were on Small Street, where do you think they are going? They're coming to your community. They're not going to Malema's suburb. They're not going to camp out of his fancy Santon home. They're coming to you. And they are going to be unaliving more South Africans who are demanding for their yards to be turned into small streets. And if you refuse with your yard or your house or your tuck shop, spaza shop, they will unalive you. So fellow South Africans, especially those are in Gauteng, and I'm sure some will actually leave Gauteng and go to neighboring provinces, get ready. You better be ready, and you say, stand your ground and say no. And if your neighbor takes them in, do not hesitate to go to the police, because that is harboring, that's aiding and abetting an illegal foreigner in your country. You'll be breaking the law, so call the police so that they do not set up shop there. Of course, they're going to find an open space somewhere and might call it a flea market. No open space in Johannesburg that belongs to the city of Johannesburg should be turned into the slums. Yeah, because that's exactly what they turned Small Street, a slum. These people don't have business permits. They don't have the 5 million rand that is invested in our economy. The money that they made from Small Street was leaving the country, was not contributing to our economy. And the lies that keep telling that, oh, we do pay tax. And then you say, okay, tell me how you pay tax in South Africa. Then they tell you we buy things like bread, milk, and other stuff. And I'm thinking, you're talking about VAT? Yeah, I know it's called value added tax. But do you know how much that is? We're talking tax here, where you earn a salary of 20,000 Rand, and guess what you go home with at the end of the day? Yeah, 8,000 Rand. Why? Because the rest of the money went to taxes. That's what we're talking about. Not you buying bread and then out of that bread they take a cent or 2 cents as VAT. That's not paying tax. So none of these people, they don't have tax clearances. They got nothing. And then they've been led this way for 2 decades. In fact, almost 2.5 decades. But I'm happy we're restoring, and I hope the new administration in the city of Johannesburg will find a way to make sure that they don't return. We don't want them back. What we want there is South Africans. Remember the young man I showed you guys that sells cosmetics, women cosmetics? He's there in Small Street, and he did not have an enclosure. He did not have an enclosure. Dada Morara and them need to find him and put him in one of those stores that they demolished, because there's this makeshift that they made into the church and all of that stuff. South Africans must occupy that, because we are also business people. And we've been kicked out of our own business districts and opportunities for us to thrive in the city, because the city is busy and those people were making billions of rands. Billions. And those billions were not coming into our economy. Those billions were not benefiting South Africans. So we want those billions in the hands of South Africans, period. And that is on period. We ain't playing games no more. We are done negotiating and being nice and kind, and then they turn around and you guys swear at us. And the sad part, some of those shops that were demolished belonged to Ghanaians. Ghanaians thrived there. Very successful. They live in nice places, drive beautiful cars, and all gone. Why it's all gone? Because your people decided to start a war with South Africa that we did not ask for. You're lying on us, you propagate, you sell us to the Western forces. And you thought we were just going to roll over and play dead. You forgot you have your people here. You made matters worse for them. Now they're going to have to pack up and leave, because no South African is going to allow them anywhere. Because your government did this. Your government, you blame your government and themselves as well. They're not happy. The ones that I know, I mean, like I said, my shoes are made by Ghanaians. And I've been communicating with them. I will ask questions. They are not happy with their own government. The government put them in a peculiar position and they don't know what to do anymore. Others are planning to leave and go back, but others are planning to go elsewhere but Ghana. It's exactly what I was saying the other day. Close the tab for what they came here. And unfortunately, I'm sorry, Ghanaians, honestly speaking. If I feel any pain, is for you guys. Not your government, you. Why? Because your government decided to go on a war with South Africa with propaganda. Now you're suffering. Yeah, there are consequences for everything. You cannot try to bully South Africa. Not in a million years should you try that. Do not try to bully South Africa, because South Africans are the ones that are the custodians of this country. We will wrestle you, and we intend on winning once we are on top of you. We are winners. We are warriors in this country. All of us. Most times we are quiet and you take our quietness and our kindness for weakness. Don't try us again. Do not try us again. We were clear from the start. We are fighting illegality. You guys are going and you say xenophobic attacks. Not even one foreign national, legal or illegal, have ever gotten harmed in the past 6 months since we started this campaign. Not one. But your governments and your TV stations running propaganda with old videos, and some of the videos are AI generated. You saw in Nigeria, the entire Senate was TikTok Senate. Because young people, they create videos and then they believe the nonsense. You are a senator. Why don't you call the president or your counterpart in Botswana and ask questions? Hey, can I ask something? Have you guys shut down electricity for South Africa and closed your borders? But no, a whole senator. A whole senator. And then you think we must roll over and play dead here in South Africa with your people here. Hambani. Nyatelela. Hambani. You are going to go whether you like it or not. Those of you who are married to South African women, niyahambadani. You are also leaving. We are done being nice. No more Mr. Nice Guy. We're done. Done. We are done. All the threats that what will happen to the South African economy, you see the South African economy will fall apart. Yeah, let it fall apart. We will pick it up. If it's one can pick it up, we will do it ourselves. We are capable. Lazy as we are, we will show you how we will rebuild our country. Why every time when I'm filming, there's these bugs? It's winter, y'all. Come on. It should be hibernating or something. Yeah, I'm sorry. So, we're cleaning the city of Johannesburg. And I'm glad we are doing that. And I must commend the city of Johannesburg for finally listening to us. Abahambe. I just wanted to show you that the Constitutional Court finally rules in South African people's favor. Because we don't know who these people are. There's no war in Somalia right now. There's definitely no war in Ethiopia. No war anywhere except South Sudan, where we know there's an active war. Everybody should just pick up and be man enough and go fix your countries. If any of your governments, they are standing against you, then they can kill some of you, but not all of you. Adopt that mentality. It's ours here in South Africa. You've lived in South Africa. You've learned some things. Go apply them in your country. Who knows? Maybe amongst you, you might be the next president, the next minister, prime minister. But no, you want to waste all of that here in South Africa. Well, it's game over. But fellow South Africans, guard your communities. These people are coming there. They'll come with a big smile, my friend, oh, my friend, oh, my friend. Don't fall for it. If you're being threatened, call the popo. Call the police. As corrupt as they are, try to put your faith in their hands at least. See what they do. Anyways, I'll see you guys a bit later. I love y'all. Take care. And keep warm. You guys are going to see me a lot with this. It's cold. Goodbye.